Hello there and welcome to another Commodore 64 playthrough, and this time I have chosen an absolute dog of a game. This is a conversion of the TV show called Bullseye, which was very popular in the 80s and early 90s. Now this came in a collection I had with Trivial Pursuit, which is another game that I've done recently, and some other quiz games. It's terrible, and it's terrible for two reasons. The first reason is that the game doesn't really stick to the format of the TV show, but then again, the TV show gave away prizes, so I'm not quite sure how it did it. The other reason is it just doesn't play well. It looks awful. It's just, oh, I don't know. Anyway, let's get on with it. So, the idea is you're meant to have two players. You don't get the option of playing one player against a computer. You basically have no choice in the matter, so you've got to put a name in. So I put my name in, and then you've just got to make somebody else up. So I don't know, other. Okay, right. And then you get the dartboard. Now, for those of you who weren't in the 80s and don't know how this works, it's a dartboard and you get to pick what question you'd like to answer. So I'm going to go for showbiz, and then you move your little man, and then you have to press the space bar for the strength. Now here's a real weakness of the game. You've got no idea whether how strong to actually be. You've just got to guess. There's no practice, so you can't get used to it. It's just terrible. So the reddish powder used for colouring and conditioning hair. Haven't got a clue. So you've got no quit option. You can't just say I don't know. So the only way of getting around this is by putting in a daft answer. So, okay. As you can tell, this is going to be a bit of a moany one. And the other fictional person won't know what the answer is to the question. Thank you very much there, bully. So let's do this again. So again, pick something. So I will go for showbiz again. For those of you who haven't got the manual to hand, it's the two shift keys that move your hand left and right. Okay, so there's no question available there, so that was no good. So I'm going to pick another one. Not that it matters because I'm going to miss. So let's try that again. Oh, I got it. Hoorah. The other problem you have with the aiming is that there's an amount of randomization in. So it doesn't really matter if you always go in the right place. It will sometimes throw it out by a little bit. So that's a bit annoying, really. And I can't spell Swedish. Sleepy. I better pick another one here. Food. Oh yes, we know all about food. So throw the dart, and then it went into sport. Oh, what 80 sports questions is this going to be? Wolverhampton Wanderers ground. Oh, I can't spell Molyneux. Oh, and it appears that my X key is a 2. So I'm never going to be able to spell it anyway. Oh, whatever's. Yes, I know that, bully. I must have some random joystick emulation on or something, because it's not letting me type an X, which is rather annoying. Try pressing a few keys, see if that makes a difference. So as you can see, it's a pretty joyless and soulless experience. So I'm going to have a look for oh, that's handy. If I change the joystick emulation, I then can't pick something. I better pick something round here because mythology, that's a very common. Oh no, they got it. Oh well. History, yes, history, fantastic. I'm absolutely rubbish at history. William II was killed while hunting. By what name is he known? I don't know. Bill? Who knows? Bill. Bill. There we go. Now, the other annoying thing is that it never gives you the right answer, so you're never actually going to learn anything. You know, so you could get this wrong 100 times. You know. So We'll never ever know what William II was known as. So we're nearly at the end of this round. Let's have a look. Let's try mythology again. And I missed it again, and the question's gone, so that should be the end of that. So we then move to the next round, and that is where you just basically have the normal dartboard. You hit a score. Whoever gets the best score wins, gets to answer the question. So as you can see, I lined it up right in the middle, and it is veered to the left and it veers to the right. So it means that it doesn't really matter. You're only pressing a space bar. So I got 28 there, and you know, everyone was meant to be in the right place. And because you're not really quite sure what the strengths are, it's just annoying. See, that wasn't too bad. Do it again. See, I've hit a 5. Didn't get anywhere close to a 5. So I'm doing the same sort of strength every time when it's going there. Oh yes, treble 20. Very exciting. Poor Jim Bowen would be turning in his grave at this moment in time. So, Christian name of the singer of White Christmas. Well, that's Bing. Yay! Got one right. How exciting. So I've won whatever I scored. I won in points. So let's see if I can get a bullseye. Seems that's the name of the game. Oh, that was close. So this this set of games it came with, I'll have to dig out what they're actually called, but it was quite a chunky box. If you spent a bit of money on games as opposed to just rifling through the remainder bins, you actually got in a nice box with a nice manual, and that was lovely. I seem to recall when I was younger, the best place for finding games was in video stores. So you used to be able to go to shops and rent VHS's videos, and there was usually a rack full of Mastertronic or other bargain releases. So for $1.99 or occasionally $2.99, you could buy the computer games, usually on tape. And so that was where they were usually found. I mean, people will tell you stories about going to W.H. Smith's, but they were always quite expensive, and it didn't take long for them to stop stocking the games because of the demise of the Commodore 16. Whereas I remember even the local video shop around the corner from where I lived, they used to stock Commodore games, so that was tremendous. So you know, it was a lot of fun. The other way was by mail order. You would have magazines, Commodore format, Zap, Commodore Force, I think there was, and you could order through adverts in them, and that was good fun as well. So yeah, that was the main way you got games. I think this came as a set with the Commodore 64. I think there was this and a load of movie-based games by Ocean. Jimmy Connors plays tennis. On a roll here. So as you can see, there's a little timer as well, which I've completely and utterly forgotten about, seeing as I'm losing the will to live. So in the TV show now, you would get the chance to get prizes, and if you hit the red, behind each red segment there was a prize, and if you hit the ball, there was a really good prize. Unfortunately, in this, you just score points. So it's pretty poor, you know. I mean, I can understand why, that because it gives you the chance of beating the other player. The other thing is that you were meant to gamble. So the very last round, you gambled all the sort of prizes and points you'd won for the star prize, and it was always a mini metro or a speedboat or a holiday for 2 or something like that. But this game just completely misses that out, and I can understand why. I mean, you can't give somebody a tease made on a Commodore 64. You know, there's no equivalent, but it's just a bit, you know, soul destroying. So let's see if I can do that. I've got one dot there. So this is where you would gamble. So, you know, obviously you wouldn't gamble because I'm winning, so it doesn't really matter. The other thing is that on the in the in the TV show, you get 6 darts to get 101, whereas with this you get 4 darts just to score as many as you can. So they've just, again, completely missed the point of it. Plus getting 100 with 4 darts in this is one hell of a challenge. See, treble 1, it was absolutely spot on, that. So there we go. So I've hit 9. Brilliant. Oh, I get 1 more dart. How exciting. And then that's the end of this. So, oh, and I hit a treble 20. So yeah, what can you say, really? It's just a bit of a damp squib, really, isn't it? I mean, as you can hear, the music's just through the triangle waveform, the default one on the SID chip. The graphics are pretty basic. How you aim a dart's random, and it didn't really stick to the game format. So no, it's just a bit of a disappointing game. And if you spent 20 minutes waiting for it to load, you'd be even more disappointed, wouldn't you? So anyway, that's Bullseye. If you enjoyed it, leave a like. Any comments, leave below. And don't forget to subscribe.